to Fazman Jammin's 5-minute reviews. Far, far away. Far, far away was an unusual story for me to watch, but it was impressive, especially coming after a story that was hard to beat. This was more about the villains, but also introduced some new side characters and the return of Ezra Bridger. We got to know a fair amount of new and familiar faces from the animated series. Lars Mikkelsen was one of the highlights as Grandma for Thrawn. Lars brought what he did in Rebels and made it even better live action. Lars just was made for this role, and I think he's got some amazing star quality here. I'm very intrigued about what's next for him, as he seems to be in league with the Knights and their magic, especially with the build that we have seen in The Mandalorian, as I think Thrawn has some kind of advantage based on the Imperial remnants, especially as what we've seen in Ahsoka with the Greed. Diana Antonito and Natasha Liobodito got the chance to shine. Morgan was finally teaming with Thrawn, and she felt more dangerous. Sabine managed to find Ezra and have her first victory at a lightsaber battle. Even though she still used her Mandalorian skills, she still did well. I have one name, Enoch. I have to admit, I originally thought it was Ezra because Ezra wore the mask and the stuff at some point in Rebels, but I'm glad I was wrong. And he is Thrawn's right-hand man. The design reminds me of Heavenly House from Voyage of the Damned in Doctor Who, when the return was back in 2007. Also from Doctor Who you had the Vogans, which I felt. Also he reminded me of CP3O, and that was a lot of true references, but I'm interested to see what he kind of role is and how he and the Night Troopers being made by magic. The rivalry between Thrawn and Morgan versus Bale and Shin is seen here when Thrawn is prepared to leave the Dark Jedi behind, and also because Bale used to be a former Jedi. It's going to be interesting to see why, but what's going on? I love the notes. Yes, they're the latest cute aliens, and they deserve a lot of love. The designs are beautiful, and like the soft cut, they have the cute pipe, and they're just adorable. Every episode, Ray Stevenson and Ivana Stepno step up, and after a week's break, they still keep that form of manipulation and intensity. Bane still is a man of word, and Shin still has the sales to spin, but she's a bit more concerned. Are they both unique? And what does Bane mean by working with the enemies for 10? Wait and see. The thing I want to say about the villains is they don't cancel out each other, which is the weakness I saw in Doctor Who Fox. Even though they had everything, it was a great series. The other ones did seem to do better than the new ones. I don't see the case here for the guys, and I feel sorry for Azure, Swarm and Passenger because they were unlucky, and same with the Red and Serpent as well. But with Bale and Shin, Morgan and Thrawn, there is more pressure after Mando 3, and it paid off. And this also shows that, especially with Bale and Shin being new, they've really stepped it up. I love the design of the Howlers and the Nomads, as they were interesting, and loved seeing the locals of Bridger and seeing them protect land or try to stop enemies. The Great Mother was very interesting and scary. I loved how allied they were with Ron, and potentially being responsible for the Night Troopers. Also reminds me of the Superman sister from Doctor Who. Once again, they return an episode. Similar colour, but different purposes. The world building of Bridger is amazing. The Graveyard Circles, the Night Sisters Temple, and the Brown Lancet. It's going back to the worlds of Narnia and the Edgelands, which I remember from the Edge Chronicles, a very dangerous place. Once again, even though they're in one scene, Rosario Dawson shares that chemistry with David, which is one of the most iconic things of Ahsoka. It's like when David brings it with Catherine Tate, legend. Looking forward to seeing him again in a few months. I loved Ahsoka's Wonder and wanting to hear the story from him. She will come back next week, and she'll just be as good as she was when she was in her side. And I can say the same for him. And my next Sunday is Ezra Bridger. I love this how I'm seeing back in Master and Rise, and he's doing the live action Ezra here very brilliantly. I think he has a charm about him, and like Thrawn, I can't wait for more. This was a brilliant and important episode, and was very important to be a major hit. Thank you for listening to the 5-minute review. Please like and subscribe to the channel to stay in touch with all the latest regular episodes and reviews. Thank you for listening. I'll see you next time. Thank you for listening to the podcast. Subscribe to Phasma and Jared's and stay tuned for more podcasts. See ya!